We are going to cover in this episode some of the common misconceptions about zero trust. We're going to do some zero trust myth busting. What do you think?
I love it. Yeah, it's one of
Okay.
my favorite topics in the book.
Yeah, let's just start from the big perspective. What's one of the biggest misconceptions about zero trust that healthcare leaders face, and how do you address them?
I would say one of the biggest myths, there's a number of them that we cover in the book, of course, but one of the big things that immediately I'm drawn to is almost like you bring up the word zero trust and you get the eye roll. No, that's a 3 to 5 year project. We're nowhere near ready for that, right? That's a big myth in the sense that they think it's this long, big, cumbersome project that's going to take years and years that you're not ready for, the team isn't ready for, everybody needs, there's so many changes, all these things that happen. I think that's probably the biggest myth that we want to bust using this chapter in the book, which basically boils down to it's actually not as long of a project as you think. It's not as hard as you think. There's been so much architecture out there and so much FUD being put out about zero trust because of that huge explosion of that buzzword a few years
Mm.
ago that we have to really bust through all that FUD. There's other myths, of course, that are pretty major ones, like it's super disruptive in a healthcare environment, so it disrupts patient care. And the expense of it too is another piece of it that people think that zero trust is. There are other myths in the book, but we don't want to spoil the whole book. But those I think would be pretty big, important myths to go through.